still October 18. I came back from running, and it started raining. Yeah, it started raining as I was running, and it totally recommend it, by the way. If you've never ran in the rain, run in the rain. It's a good feeling. It feels very liberating. And I realized that I'm not done healing. I was thinking about it. And I was like, silly Yumi. Those dreams that I had about me still almost being done. I realized it's the future. It's the future. The moment it posts, that's when I'll be done healing. That's when I'll be done healing. So as I was running, I was thinking about my ex, and just before we moved here with my brother, we actually lived on 9th Street, like a few streets over. It was our first condo together, and I mentioned it was in the city when I started running. I started running because I couldn't get out of my head. And running helped me feel a little more free, because I couldn't get away from my thoughts. But it was also when I first became unfaithful. It was the first time. So I'm running down the streets and thinking about these individuals in my life. and then just thinking, really just sitting with it and realizing that with this last fire sign I was triggered again. Because I was talking to my sister-in-law about it yesterday, about these last 2 people in my life, and just this shift in me. There was a moment with one of them where I felt the last piece of it just detach from me. Like I felt it. I literally felt it. And I remember telling her it was the weirdest feeling that morning. It was a couple mornings ago, and I felt it. Just this release, like this final release. And it felt good to release it. And then sharing with her what this last fire sign shared. And we were both like, and I told her, I'm like, I'm not too bothered by it, because we had already kind of said, like, if that was the little chapter I would have been in. And I said, but to be honest with you, I think there was more of a loss of brownie points on his part than the person before him. And she's like, why? If they both lied. I said, no, it was different. The person before didn't lie. He just didn't share. This different. But he was honest about it. I said, he was honest about it. He told me he wasn't good at expressing his emotions, so he never lied. He just couldn't share But he was honest about it. And I said, this last person was trying to be sneaky. It's different. Kept me waiting. Maybe because he didn't know what he was going to do, or just wanted me in the background, just in case this new person wasn't the one. Maybe. I don't know. And I really don't care. But it just dawned on me as I was running today. And I'm like, you know what? It did bother me a little bit. And the reason why I mentioned that other people trigger you, right? I trigger people. There was a little bit of a disappointment because of the manner in which he presents himself. And then there was a little hope that maybe this person, right, also would have been the one. But really, it was the fact that I've been sneaky too. In my past, I've been sneaky too. And I had it, this I think was the first time that it was done to me. Really, if I'm being honest. At least to my awareness. And it wasn't even a strong sneakiness. Era un aire de la verdad, a whiff of a sneakiness, really. Because it wasn't significant like in other cases that I've seen. This was just a whiff. Even a whiff compared to what the sneakiness that I was. Really, if I'm being honest. Because of the length of time that it lasted for me. This other connection. This unbalanced third-party situation. And I just needed a whiff of it. A whiff of what that felt like to be on the other side. That's what he taught me. That's what the fire sign taught me. A whiff. That's all I need. That's all I need. I'm a fast learner. I could pick it up. I just need a whiff of it. To know what that feeling is like. And then I realized I'm pushing it, and it's being highlighted more. And even to this other person from my past, he mentioned something, texted me something, and I'm like, I don't like that energy. The negative thought process. I'm like, it's not for me. It's not for me. And I had to go through 3. As I was running, I was all this in my head. And then I had to press the walking button to cross. And it was, the first 2, it was resistance, where I'm like, really? Like, I thought I pressed the button. Why is it not going? And just that action of resistance, pushing against, I realized, I'm like, that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing on what I don't want. And then I started thinking, about these last 2 people in my life, like what I liked about them. Not focusing on what I didn't like, but what did I like, right? Realizing I need to focus on the energy. Not necessarily on the person, but just the energy. What energy did I like from these people from my past? I liked the fire from this last, the ability that he had to just, that spontaneity of doing one thing after the other, right? I like that. I like the conversations we had. And I realized, so I'm identifying, I like the conversations we had. And then this before him, I liked the stability that he provided and the gentleman-like features of him, where he would nudge me to the other side. But I liked his playfulness when he gave himself permission to be playful. And when he gave himself permission to show that side of him, like that energy that he showed the beginning, that's what I liked. That's what I really liked. He seemed more authentic then. And there was a wide variety, like a range of emotions with him too. Like the playfulness and the injustice, the emotions that were evoked out of injustice when things were unjust, like not just. But then I would see the sweet side in him too. I really like just, it was. So then I started thinking about these other two people, my ex and this other person that I had that unbalanced situation with. And I started thinking about what I liked about them. And there was also one of them I really liked. He kept me engaged intellectually, and then there was that desire and the passion in bed, like the creativity and just how we pushed the limits, and I explored parts of myself that I hadn't explored before. And then my ex, his gentleness and the kindness and just the friendliness. Like, you meet him and you just can't get mad at him. Like, you like him. Like, he's a good person. And we were playful. When he gave himself the permission to, he was playful. And then I realized that's four people. It's 4 people in my life. The 2 extremes, more recent ones, and then the other 2 from my past. And then I started wondering, are the other 2, because I haven't done my ex's birth chart or this other person, I don't have contact with them anymore. But then I wondered, are they the other elements? Is one of them predominantly more air and the other person predominantly more water? And I just didn't see it because of the blockages. So there's that I start thinking about. But I was really just focusing on what I liked about each of them from my past. And focusing on that energy when they gave themselves permission to share that part of themselves with me. And the moment I started doing that, all the signs were going in my favor. Because I was focusing on what I wanted and not on what I wanted to push away. So then I thought about it, and I just started crying. I started crying as I was running back, and I had to stop. And I walked the rest of the way because I was crying in the rain. But it was that level of awareness of like, I need to focus on the energy, not the person, just the energy. Now that I know, right? Now that I see. Now that I see. What's the energy that I want to attract? And that's what I'll focus on. And then even thinking, those other 2 people from my past, my ex and this other person. Everyone has the opportunity to change, including them. And so if they change, right, and transform, I wonder what they would look like. I wonder how they would present. And then the question came to mind, well, what if they came back, any one of them, any one of these 4 came back with a new energy? What would I do? Too many what ifs. I'm just going to focus on what's in front of me and what makes me feel good. That's all I have control over, really. Not what will happen, not what already happened, but just this moment. And to one degree or another, because of the lessons that I've learned with these 4 individuals, these 4 men from my past, that, I will always love them for that. I even went to bed thinking, if the person for me is a woman, I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with that too. I find them attractive. I find women attractive. So I wouldn't mind. Whoever my soul wants for me, that's who I would choose. And I'll already know how to do that, how to navigate. I already know how to navigate it. And the one who gets it, how I navigate it, that's how I'll know. That's all I wanted to share about what happened.
Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.